in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm La Hefa.
CrisxmasOD.
SmileyJizzle in the building.
How's everybody's weekend?
Yo, man, I just like to say, I heard some of the Carter 6, and I ain't get to, say my opinion on it.
I heard the whole joint.
I love Wayne.
There's nothing to write home about.
I love Lil Wayne's music.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's a dope artist. I don't feel like it's time for him to retire, but I do feel like it's time for him to exit Wayne's world and enter the real world, so
She pops excellent up in Wayne's world.
Exactly. So he could be a little bit more relevant with some of the bars and understand the criticism is coming from a
place of love.
No, the criticism is coming from a lack of understanding about his world versus what's going on now. Like, you have to be involved with this world for the audience to respond. Like, before, the reason why Carter 2 is so good to me, the reason why all his mixtapes is so good to me, is because he was outshining everybody else. This is not an outshining everybody else album to me at all. Nothing that I heard.
You just got right to it.
Nothing.
You couldn't wait to talk about
nothing that I heard. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
you heard the whole album all the way through?
No, I couldn't.
There was a couple.
I heard the whole album all the way through. We did like a video. Good. Shout out to the people that tuned in. We kind of like just popped up, and that shit, they took it down. But the shit, I'll be honest.
They didn't take it down. I just made it private because they put copyright.
Oh well. I think like 5 tracks was like
how many?
Okay,
total.
It's 19 tracks.
That's
on the whole
crazy.
project.
I don't know if
That's
it's
crazy.
that many. It was
Damn.
a couple.
It was like 5 tracks, and these was features.
That's crazy.
Mainly.
But this is what happens every time. Every time an artist gets big, they get commercialized. And I make music too. I like music. I'm not famous, but I like lyrical people. Like, I like all types of music, but I think you need to be versatile. And the fact that we know that you could do better than this is disappointing. Because of course everybody might, or not everybody, but some artists have their ratchet songs or their whatever party turn up records, but then they got something that make you think, that stimulates your mind.
Right.
And it's just more substance. Like, he was just really saying that. He said, what was that song? He said, effer like a wrestler, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Brock Lesnar. Yo, I like that, because he used Brock Lesnar in his joint. Like, you know what I mean? I never heard nobody do it. So
yeah, but why?
Because it's just like Skinamarink.
Nah,
it's different. It's okay. It's a.
Let me
nah,
say.
Hold on.
But since we're talking about that, we got a song out, La Hefa and CrisxmasOD. It's called Rockstar. Check it out. It's on this channel.
But what I'm saying is, like, okay, like, as an artist, we're gonna say words that we want to use because we know if you're writing, you know what you're writing.
Right. So
you're gonna say something that you wanted to say. Like, it's certain references or certain names that I wanted to drop and try to do some type of form or rhyme scheme around that, or even maybe a whole theme. You know what I mean? Like, but he's always been the artist to use certain words. And he was innovative in that way. Yeah. It may not always be going on the same thing. Like, he goes from topic to topic, but generally he's talking about the same thing in most of his songs.
So check this out. I don't disagree with nothing that you're saying, but the difference between she want a rock star, not a Skinamarink, versus what he said is, first of all,
when turn up like a rock star.
Yeah, shout out to Rockstar, La Hefa, CrisxmasOD. look out for that. But the difference between that is there's more people that haven't heard nothing like that than wrestler than you see what I'm saying? That like you have to really remember those times because there's a generation that don't even know about Skinamarink. You see what I'm saying?
There's people that don't know who Brock Lesnar is.
Right,
I
but
know.
right. But which is rarer, the people that know about Skinamarink or the people that know about?
We don't know because
we
it
do know
when you were alive or if you.
That's what I'm saying. So if
Brock Lesnar don't still wrestle.
Right. So what I'm saying.
He did the same thing.
No, it's different. Let me tell you why it's different,
okay,
right?
tell me.
So if you hear a reference about Skinamarink, right? You're like, damn, you got to think back to Lamb Chop, right? Thinking back to Lamb Chop is would we all agree is a little bit harder than thinking about to wrestling, because wrestling was more relevant.
Not harder if you know.
No. What I'm saying is, Skinamarink isn't gonna be. You're not gonna think of Lamb Chop. You have to really go back and like, where did I hear this before? Because it's harder to.
No, I knew.
All right, so
I knew when I heard it.
So Pete, right? You
and
knew that.
I knew who Brock Lesnar was.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, Brock Lesnar is more popular than Lamb Chop was.
But I'm saying nobody probably used the Skinamarink reference, and probably nobody used the Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
nah, I feel like people. I feel like
they said other wrestlers, but I never heard nobody.
But Pete game. Brock Lesnar.
Or they made that sound. Woo.
So Pete game. Do you think that that was creative?
Yeah.
So you thought that if you say a wrestler and then say wrestle,
I want
like
to do that
this.
now.
Hold on, listen.
No,
if you say
effer like
that's what I'm saying. If you're saying a wrestler and then the wrestler that you use is Brock Lesnar, you think that's more creative than coming up with something that people haven't heard. Hold on, let me cook. Listen, no, I'm just saying that my line was better than his line for sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling y'all why. My line was better than his line because it's easier to come up with a wrestler and just say Brock Lesnar. You could say Macho Man. You could say Shawn Michaels. You could say whoever. Listen.
No, you listen.
No, hold on.
I wasn't saying because it wasn't because not even that. Like,
it is. It's easier to come up. It's easier to come up with that reference than the reference that I came up with.
What I'm saying is
the rhyme. Because I was saying it was basic.
I like.
It is basic.
It is basic.
But mine is not as basic because you don't remember that. Certain people won't remember that.
But no. Here's the thing. When we write things,
but mine's not basic. Because you have to think of what a Skinamarink is.
But
it's not just wrestler. You know this person. You have to think what a Skinamarink. What the hell is a Skinamarink?
It's just using a word
that is more clever than coming up with any wrestler. Add wrestler.
When you're doing a rhyme scheme and you're rhyming Essler is your rhyme sound, right? And that's the alliteration that they're going with. They're going with that sound for the whole scheme, and then they say
it was lazy. Smiley.
It was a lazy bar,
bro.
And then he said it was like a wrestler.
It was a lazy bar, Smiley. It wasn't clever. Like mine was clever. Like let's just
I liked it.
Call it a spade, bro. You didn't like Skinamarink. You didn't like Skinamarink.
You're supposed to feel like that.
So I'm asking you your opinion. You didn't like the Skinamarink line.
I thought it was cool.
You don't think people are gonna? You don't think people would respect the Skinamarink line more than the wrestler and then add wrestler being Brock Lesnar? I'm just saying, bro. Like if we're being honest,
I did answer, and that stood out to me. That's why I said it. It stood out to me. But that was something that I brought up. I was like, oh wow, that's not wow, like it blew my mind. Like I don't really.
But Wayne is known for that. Wayne is known for saying certain punchlines that nobody's ever heard. All I'm saying is this one was particularly lazier than a line like Skinamarink. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it wasn't a horrible bar. I'm just saying it was a bar that he could have did better on, and it's cool. because certain people liked it, right?
I'm only.
Remember when he said it's hot like light? That was fire to me. Certain people didn't like that bar. Certain people didn't. They're like, okay, hot like light. That's stupid. But at the end of the day, I like that line.
Because arguably that.
I'm just saying. As well, I'm just saying. If you have to think more than a couple seconds, like what is a skinamarink and
do you want to think?
Do you want to think?
Yeah, in bars, yes. If you have substance, you want to think. You want to think if the bar is fire. You want to think more than a couple of things.
People don't nowadays. That's the whole point of why we're having.
But we're talking about what we feel about the bars, and we like bars. And I'm not mad at. So you don't. So you like bars that just have no meaning, or just has like a simple meaning.
Well, I already said I like.
And that's all I'm trying to say. Like. I like bars that have deeper meanings than just surface level shit where we got to think about it. Like me personally, I like bars that I'll be like, oh shit, but not get later.
There is a
that's why I like Jay. That's why I like. I'm not saying it's not a meaning. I'm just saying you're not gonna have to think about it for too long. Like if you got to think about wrestler Brock Lesnar, if you have to think about that, there's something wrong, my nigga. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so simple. But what I'm saying is, people are gonna think more on the skinamarink because first you got to think about what a skinamarink is. Then you got to think about what a skinamarink dinky. You see what I'm saying? Like how it's put together.
Actually something, or you're saying from the song?
I'm saying it from the song, but I'm
what
saying
is that? That's not.
I told you there's a horror movie called Skinamarink.
What is it?
That just came out like last year. It's in the movie. It's just I'm
saying from the bar from the person that created the bar. Hold on.
What is that?
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what I meant by the bar. I'm telling you.
How you going to change the words?
How am I gonna change the words if that's how I know it to what it is, and I'm trying to explain to you what I meant by what I'm saying. I'm not changing the definition. There isn't. You can't go in.
Corny.
Exactly.
I know what you meant, but is that what?
What's she calling me?
But peep how you know what I meant, but you don't even know what it means.
When you get a chance,
Peep, and I want the camera to get that. Peep how she don't know what it is for real, but she knows what I meant by the bar. Peep that. That's a bar. That's a bar, exactly. But you knew it. But you knew what I meant by the bar.
Context clues.
Exactly.
But you made
do you need context clues?
Listen.
Do you need context clues for the bar wrestler Brock Lesnar? Period. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying that shit was more complex because she knew what I was talking about without me explaining that shit. And without her knowing the definition of what I was talking about.
It wasn't the complexity.
Wayne had a simple bar wrestler, Brock Lesnar.
It was clever.
Mine was clever.
It was clever.
Mine was clever, and I proved it. How does she know what I'm talking about if that's not the definition of the word?
I went to school and they taught us about context.
Exactly. So one has context clues that you can follow to understand what I'm talking about, and the other doesn't. Mine is more complex.
What I'm asking
is more complex.
From the show that you came up with that word from,
right?
What does it mean on the show? Do you know?
No, I don't, and I don't really care. Skinamarink dinky dink, skinamarink do. Why does that matter? If you could listen,
why are you saying words?
You know why? Because you knew what I listen. Because that's what rappers do. We repurpose words. We do similes. We play with words. Word play. It's not word. Oh, go by the dictionary. No, it's word play. If I can say a bar, that's easy wordplay. There's no thinking about that. You see what I'm saying? And even computers putin', that's fire. You know why? Because we're still talking about computers putin'. There's a whole bunch of people that rap, and then we're not talking about what they're talking about. And we all know that Cameron has bars. We know that. So all I'm saying is, if he's just saying anything, right? There is a way that he says his anything that you could respect him as a lyricist. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, not a lot of people have that. Certain people can rap and you be like, yo, this is trash. Why? Because they don't ride the beat. They don't have metaphors that
Like
you have
me,
to think
I'm
about.
trash.
You see what I'm saying? Nah, I don't believe that at all. I think if anybody other than you can listen to your song and say, "Oh, you did your thing," then you're not trash. And I feel like Tope already said he was nice. You like the song, I like the song, so that can't be trash. You see what I'm saying? But if everybody has a consensus, like Sexy Red, sorry Sexy Red, that she's not very talented,
Basura.
and it is what it is. Like, we gotta go by the consensus. And all I'm saying is Wayne's bar, whether people like it or not, was simple and easy. You didn't need any context clues for that. Mine, you did, because even if you don't know what Skin and Marinky Dinky Do is, you understand what I mean. And that's wordplay. 100%.
Skin and Marinky Dinky Dink.
You heard? Bring it back.
Do. I love you.
Taking y'all back.
You heard?
But
I feel so.
I don't know.
Now that you joining in too.
Like overall, my perception of the album, like I said, I felt like it probably was like 5 that stood out to me.
So what do you rate it out of 10?
Mostly features, the album as a whole.
Yeah.
Damn, Wayne, I gotta like it. Out of 10, I'm probably gonna
You gotta
give
keep
it
it real.
5 out of 19 songs. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I was about to say.
Well, cause they stood out, like, you know what I mean. Other things, I was like zoning out.
Right.
I'll give it a 7, cause it's not.
7 out of 10?
I give it a 7.
That's pretty fucking good.
I give it a 7, and I'm telling
That's
you why.
pretty good,
I know,
bro.
I know that's pretty good. I gave it a 7 because, one, I respect that Wayne came out with an album.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was kind of a sneaky album. Like, and then like
even if
we
you like
knew
5 tracks out of the 19?
Well, I'm telling you why.
Right.
We knew that there was something coming out.
Right.
There's so many things that probably fueled this album to come out.
Right.
There was him not performing at the Super Bowl. There's
Right.
what's going on with Drake right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All of that other shit. So he probably was like, yo, I gotta put Young Money back on. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Shout out to Nicki. She holding it down. Her
Nicki
way.
always been solid,
You know what I mean?
as a supporter of who put her on.
That part.
Like, I've never heard her like bash Wayne in any regard, and I respect that. But
is she a female woke?
yeah,
Right?
100%, 100%.
You think so?
You got to get that to her.
Yeah, Nicki
You got
Minaj.
to.
But
You got
she's,
to.
again, when she started off her career, before she was really famous like that, she was rapping different. She had more content.
She gotta elevate.
had more
Yeah.
bars. But now,
But that's
commercialized.
what Wayne is doing in
Yeah,
his
that's
defense.
what
Right.
I'm
He going
saying.
commercial. He trying to blend. He's doing tracks with younger artists and mixing with that. Like, I think he did a track with
Jelly.
Big.
Yeah,
He did
Jelly
one
Roll.
with Jelly Roll. That was pretty good.
I like
I
that.
like
He did one with Big X.
Yeah, me too. I like
Sean.
What's that
Like
rapper?
Sean.
Big X something.
Who?
He put
This
his son on
this
it,
fat
too.
dude, Big X something.
The plug, whatever.
Big X
yeah,
the plug. He did a track with him. Like he said, like
yeah, I
she
heard
said,
that one
Big
too. That was a good
Sean
one.
did a track with her, with his son.
Cameron, what?
That Bells, I like the Bells because
Cameron
that was
Carter.
like a shout out to like LL Cool J.
Yeah,
So I kind of fuck with
It
that.
was a little cringe, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold, like, some of the bars is like, bro, come on, like.
Yeah, he slapped.
But I don't even think it's slack. It's just literally he's in his own world. Like, I feel like,
He high as hell.
yeah, like, and I'm not even mad at being high as hell. I'm just saying, be tuned in to what's going on. You see what I'm saying? You can't have substance.
Guys ever had Dubai chocolate?
Hmm?
It's very good. You should try it.
They can't see
And
it.
it's
You've seen a golden rapper.
it's more healthy than our chocolate up here.
Why you plugging them? They giving us bread?
If you need a sponsor, Dubai chocolate, we got you. Come on.
Real talk.
Need some ad revenue.
For sure. We don't
But-
work for free though. We don't work for chocolate bars. Just
Yeah,
Right.
and our
just
Cash
like
App is down below. If you want
You
to
heard,
donate, if
man?
you feel generous, you
Right.
know.
Feeling froggy, you gotta leave.
But yeah,
Shout out to
I-
Wayne, man.
because I love music so much, like,
What would you rate it?
I don't.
Out
There
of
was
10.
only
Out
a
of
couple
10.
songs.
Smiley
I don't
gave it a
even-
7. What you give it?
I would have to listen to it again because I don't even think I heard all the songs that I wasn't really paying attention.
That's what I'm saying.
That might have been the reason why you did. Yeah, you just might have been.
Because it played. We listened to all 19 songs.
From what I heard, I wouldn't even give it like 5.
Yeah, but then to where
I would say
just skip.
I'd say a solid 4.5 from what I heard. You know what I mean?
4.
Yeah, 4.5. Solid 4.5. Because they had some joints up there that I was like, okay, this is nice. And then there was one song that I liked until they did the rock and roll. Like I like crossover.
Like when you listen to an album,
sense,
do you see yourself listening to this in the morning on your way to work? Like everything like that?
No.
Like it was albums that I could listen to while I was going to work, and that's like
Carter 2, Carter 3.
Yo, no, not even Carter. I'm talking about other artists like Jay-Z.
Yeah,
like I had a few Jay-Z albums that I could just listen in the car and just drive somewhere listening to it.
Right.
And there are some songs that I've heard that I could play over and over and over again and don't, in a day or something, just play it back to back. And I don't think none of them songs.
The older I get, the more rap is less in that category anymore. Mm-hmm. Like the older I get, I feel like I could play those older albums, but like with the
So what are you listening to? You listening to other stuff? You still listening to rap, or are you listening?
I still because I like the art form, but like it has to be something.
I listen to old school.
Me too.
I listen to Rakim.
I listen to older rappers, bro. Like Conway, the Griselda. I listen to them. I still listen to Fab when he dropped. You know what I'm saying? I would rather listen to a Fab mixtape than a Fab album, though, just to be real. I listen to...
I'm a fan. I look forward to one.
Respect. I listen to Jay Electronica whenever he does drop. I listen to... He's an older artist. I listen to what Nas is doing. He's an older artist. Who else?
Probably Jada.
No. Jada for sure. Styles P, Jada for sure. Who else? It's Nip. I listen to Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? That's probably because I can't say that.
And he's got a track up there with Andrea Bocelli.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Andrea Bocelli is one of the tenors, and I'm gonna make you think. So remember the movie Step Brothers?
Right.
Remember the Catalina wine mixer?
Right.
Remember the song that Will Ferrell was singing?
Was singing. Yeah.
It's called
the Angel, whatever.
It's called Conti Partiro.
Okay.
And I forgot what it's about, but it's like some either Spanish or Italian song, and it's sung by Andrea Bocelli. He has Andrea Bocelli in the background singing opera.
That's fire.
In the song, and I forgot who the other artist was that was on that song, but I thought that was really cool.
That's actually fire.
Cause I fuck with all types of music. So like, if I hear classical shit, like I love when they mix something up. Like imagine they mixing, the fifth of fucking the Fifth Symphony by Beethoven with like some fire ass Nas shit or some shit like that. Like that'd be fucking epic. You know what I mean? But
anything orchestrated.
You don't really get that. You know what I mean? Like that real crazy.
Because you know why?
Orchestra.
Because you have to have money to do that. The last person that did that was the person.
But music used to be real instruments.
I
back
understand
in the day.
that. The last person that did that was a nigga like fucking Diddy, and that's to be real with the Godzilla John, and that was some. You know what I mean? Or no, that was some AC/DC or some rock. You know what I mean? That they took that.
Well, remember, I think really the first to bring them together was Run DMC.
Right.
Walk This Way.
But what I'm talking about is it took a commercial budget to
the
do
Rolling
that.
Stones, bro. That was really fucking big.
Right. What I mean is it takes a really expensive budget to do that correctly.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? But it could be done.
Artists, I mean,
it could be done.
Artists on that magnitude to be that level, you have to spend some bread to get them.
It could be done, and the only way you do that is if the kid from choir.
Oh, and how could we forget Jay-Z's track with
the Annie John?
No, the track with what's that group? The rock group. The what?
Coldplay. No.
But in the end,
Park.
it doesn't
Linkin
Linkin
Park.
Park.
Linkin Park.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Jay-Z, that was the illest.
That was dope.
That was the illest, and they did an unplugged version of it.
Right.
Nigga,
Yeah,
It could
that
be
was
done.
my song.
that was lit.
It definitely
like,
could be done.
like if you have a big
Even
enough artist,
Timbaland did
Remember,
that.
big enough
all the
artists.
leading and the life I live is oh so insecure. Full Out Boy. Out Boy.
Did they have somebody clash with him?
Wayne
Wayne did something with him?
was
word,
up
I
there
hear
with
that.
them. Remember that song with like Wayne and Gym Class Heroes? That was my shit.
I don't remember.
You niggas don't even remember Gym Class Heroes. Remember the da 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 da?
I do know
Da, da, da,
Jim
da.
Class Heroes.
Take a
Talent.
look at my
That's
girlfriend.
what's
I'm
his
sorry.
name?
Tiger cousin, yeah.
I'm trying to
Well,
remember
that's
what
what
song
they
with
said.
Lil
Nah,
Wayne.
they are.
Just to get
They
people
are.
in the industry. He said, Marcus, you.
But you gotta do it right. Like Coldplay, like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta do it right. You gotta do it right.
They said it too about.
About what?
Well,
They said they was cousins too?
Travis Scott
Now
could
they
do.
lying.
Travis Scott could do a rock album with somebody.
Take a
Because he
look
got
at
that
my
energy.
girl.
For sure.
She's the only one I got. Na, 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 na.
But it do be dope, yo.
Yeah, I like it. It's like it has to be generic. It has to be like they're really friends, and then they link up, and then you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because otherwise, egos is gonna clash, and nobody's gonna want to work together, and it's not gonna be cohesive. But when the money is backing it up, and everybody knows that they got a job to do, look how fire that.
Yeah, to have a group as big as the Rolling
Yeah.
Stones doing
It'd be fire.
a song with you is crazy.
It's fire, like.
And that was in the 80s, so that was like at the peak. Like they was like really peaking.
That's what I was saying.
That was like really big. That was huge.
Yeah.
Fucking magazines named after them.
Telling you, bro. It's like I feel like the young artists gotta, you know what I mean, look after the older artists and vice versa.
I seen a post where a woman was saying artists that's 30 and up keep going because this new music is trash.
Yeah, I seen that too.
How do y'all feel about that?
I feel she's exactly right. I agree.
There are some artists that are newer that came out that's decent, but or good, but
Yeah, like,
for
but
the most part,
everybody needs a good direction.
people don't. A lot of people are not even talented
Right.
anymore. They're just an image created by the label or something, and
Right.
then the music is all computer. They're not doing it. They don't write. How you a rap? I feel like
Oh, we gotta
if
talk
you
about
ain't a rapper, you're not a rapper. Singing
I'm
is
listening
different.
We
to
gotta talk about that.
a Polo G, a Rich the Kid. I'm
Mhm.
listeling to these guys.
So when these
Singing is
artists are
different.
made, are these artists
But,
really
right.
them, or is AI writing their job?
If you
well,
can't
they was
call
doing.
yourself,
They was out before the AI.
Yeah, some of them.
explosion.
But
you
now
can't call
nowadays,
yourself a rapper if you don't write.
if you don't write your job, yeah, exactly.
That's
Or
what rapping is. Anybody can recite something that somebody else wrote.
exactly. But then again, nowadays, as far as the company, from their lens, they're looking at it as well. If this person has a fan base, it don't
Yeah,
matter.
it don't. But it
It don't
matters to me
matter.
too.
100%.
For the love of
That's all they
100%.
want. All they want is a fan base.
And that's what this can kind of transition into that Timbaland conversation with the AI. Timbaland, I guess, signed a AI artist or whatever, and
Pop artist
yeah,
too.
exactly. And somebody gave him a little pushback. It was like, yo, there's a lot of talented artists that you could really work with, build with, and you're basically dismissing them, and that kind of takes out the spirit of the artist. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's basically selling out in his opinion, because if there is no spirit in the artist, you're just basically taking what you know to work and doesn't have no pushback, doesn't, you know what I mean? That takes away the spirit in the art. And I do agree with that. I feel like the spirit of the art matters for the same reason why we like DMX. The spirit of the art matters the same reason why we like Tupac. The spirit of the art matters the same reason why we like Big. You see what I'm saying? Big couldn't be no AI for us to just be like, oh, this is solid, this is real. Nah, because it wouldn't be real. We knew it wasn't real. It takes the real out the music. And once you take the real out the music, it has no substance. It can't. What does it really mean if you're talking about love as an AI, right? And then you're performing it as an AI, but you've never been in love. You know what I'm saying? So
How do you feel about it?
I think they need to go back to doing it for the love of music, and they need to bring back more talented people, more excuse me, more writers, more creative. Like if you're a rapper specifically, singing is different because that's about your voice, but I think that too, like you need to at least be able to have something, some type of something to work with. If you just a whole like somebody else singing the song for you, J-Lo, like.
But what
and
about
you say a
AI
couple lines or something
that sings better than J-Lo, making a song for J-Lo, sounding like J-Lo?
I think they going too
Then
far
J-Lo
with technology. And I think they're removing people out of every aspect of life. Like we're not gonna have nothing. They got my job now, doctor's office. I work for an insurance company. Customers that have the insurance calling or a doctor's office calling. Now the doctor's office got different ones. Got AI working for them, calling us and asking questions about the patient. And the first few times, it doesn't happen that often, but the first few times I could tell that it was. But this last time I almost didn't know till the call was almost over. It was really good. Like
Let me give you my take on it. So, you guys are gonna argue with me. So I have an opposing view on it. Just from a perspective of what I watched over the weekend. So I watched this 2-hour video about these AI that's developing all over the world in different places, in different areas. They come from Rosie from the Jetsons robots to Johnny 5 type of shit. I'm going back if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So they got robots that can carry trays. They got robots that know how to pick stuff up. They got robots that know how to clean stuff. They got robots that know how to cook. They got robots that know how to paint. They got robots that know how to do parkour. They got all these different robots with all these different mechanisms and parts. And they got robots that's boxing and all this other shit. So they're putting AI into different aspects of life because they're trying to move the ball to a different place for people to, I guess, to allow people to live a little bit longer. Because what are some of the effects from sports? We see that people get CTE or whatever. What if you could make a complete android of someone that you wouldn't know the difference? It would just be like you're just watching a match, but you see two guys going at it. One is a build of another fighter, and one is a build of another fighter, and they're going head to head, and they're strafing, they're doing everything that a fighter would do. I mean, that's crazy. But when it comes to like a music person, I think for me, because I'm a pro-black person, I feel like this is cutting edge for a black person to be the first person to do something like this, to take this step, and we should look at it from a business perspective. Not just really just, okay, well, it's a sellout move because there's so many artists. That doesn't mean that he can, and maybe he will, but I don't think that means just completely cut off all pop artists. But now they have some competition. It's like fucking John Henry. Will John Henry beat the steam drill? You know what I mean? Y'all remember that shit? John Henry, right?
John Henry.
Right. He's gonna make the track before the steam drill makes the track or whatever. So it's like, can the artist outperform this AI? Would it be the AI is replacing or competition.
It sounds like what you're saying is replacing, bro.
But I'm saying, would it be replacing?
John Henry can't do it better than the AI.
But that's what I'm saying.
So that's replacement.
Could there be an artist out there that can push themselves to perform? Because John Henry, even though John Henry didn't beat the steam drill, you seen the effort and you seen how able he was, and he died to do it. And that's what she was saying. The love of it, when they put that passion into it, that's what they're lacking right now in the industry. So bringing back older, making older people hang in there. If you got music of substance to encourage that, I would say, yeah, go for it. You know what I mean? If you feel like you can do it, but it's a business game. So you got to look at it from a business perspective.
So you as a fan look at it as a business perspective instead of as an artist.
What do you mean? What
means
Timbaland?
More, what means more to you
with Timbaland, the AI
with
thing?
the AI thing?
Okay.
Do you think that is more beneficial to have the innovation of AI than people cultivate their talent and go back to human?
It's only beneficial, really, to what I can think of, really, because from my perspective, it's only beneficial for to be the first person doing it. That's what it is. That's the only benefit.
So for you specifically.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing that I see.
So you want the music to be faster?
No, but the only thing that I would say is it would be the benefit of becoming the first person to do it, being the innovator, and then everybody recreates the wheel or do their own thing from that idea.
Right.
I feel like he's cutting edge for going that route. Tim's always been cutting edge with his music.
Right.
But this is just something like, instead of him having somebody come through and do a hook for an artist that he's going to make a beat for, he can have a simulate of what he wants the hook to sound like from the AI pop artist, and then the real pop artist can do that, and then they can layer it out. That's the benefit of having it.
So you think that's more important than an artist doing what you're saying?
I'm not saying important because I'm not absolving the artist. I'm just saying that it's something that could help the producer create better music.
Right.
Because you'll have somebody right there. Like, you don't gotta wait for Rihanna to fly over from Dubai or whatever, because she had to have the chocolate from the source. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And you got somebody that can sound exactly like her because it's computer made, so you can make it sound however you want and create something that would sound similar to how you want her to do it, and say, hey, I want you to do it exactly like this.
Right.
Can you do it? And then she says yes, then boom. But the artist loses that ability to create, where they create themselves. So the artist is being taken away a step, which can be helpful, or it can be a hindrance from their natural art.
How could it be helpful?
Because it's allowing you to just come in here and do your job.
Is it?
I said that. Yeah, that's my question. That's my answer. Yeah, it is.
How is it giving them jobs if it's taking away the jobs?
No. You're getting a job because here's a track for you.
Right.
I want you to do this track. This is my track. I want it to sound like this. If it's your track, you can have it sound however you want. But I have the AI simulating how we're going to make this track sound. Can you replicate that exactly how this is?
But what I'm saying is
better.
But what I'm saying is you don't need the person to do that anymore. You can just have the AI do everything.
If you want the face.
But that's what I'm saying.
You want the artist.
If you want
Rihanna.
Listen to what you just said. If you want the face. So with the AI, you don't have to get that. You could wait for the
It probably
Rihanna.
eliminates new artists.
That's what I'm
probably
saying.
Eliminates new artists.
And that's all I'm saying, bro. If it eliminates
I'm not arguing that it absolves.
Then at a point, if it eliminates the
completely,
artist, then at a point
adds
it's gonna
a layer to the producer.
Right. But if it eliminates the artist, at a point it's going to not need the artist. And that's where it's scary.
Artists are going to have to be better.
It's not even about being better, because now your competition is somebody.
Because what does this AI sound like? Does it sound
listen. It's fire.
Awesome?
It's really good.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially,
That's
bro,
what I'm saying.
bro, my boy
That's
gave
what
me
I
an app.
want. I want to hear fire from the music.
Hold on. But it's soulless. So it's not like Eminem is fire to me, right? Right now. He's technically one of the greatest lyricists, but he has no substance no more. So I can't feel it like how I felt the Slim Shady LP. how I felt the Marshall Mathers LP. I can't feel it like the Eminem because there's no substance there. So it'll still be great. Bless you. It'll still be great. It'll still be great, but it's no substance. And this is what I'm saying the AI is bringing. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fire, but it's gonna have no substance because you know it's coming from a soulless being. You see what I'm saying? And that's what me personally am the most afraid about. It's like the soul is being taken out of the
I hope
the
Tim
soul.
doesn't really push a full AI track. I hope he just uses it as a reference point because that's what I'm speaking to.
Yeah,
from a production standpoint.
But I feel like
it can be a helpful
tool. Feel like if the narrative is he's signing an AI artist, that means he's going to use it however he wants to. But
then that's probably somebody that created this AI artist.
It don't matter. It's an AI artist. It'll do whatever he wants it to do. But that's what I'm saying.
Somebody created the AI artist to sound a specific way, so he can use the voice that he heard and use it to whatever track he wants, and they showing him how to use the program.
I mean, somebody created the AI is the equivalent of saying that people can upgrade certain things to broaden the limitations that it was capable of.
Right.
So the problem with this is you got all this access. You don't need the new artist because the new artist is going to be like, no, I don't want to do this your way. I want to do this my way. Or the new artist is going to say, no, I wouldn't sell out this for this amount of money and we got to renegotiate. The new artist is being developed by these companies putting the marketing, and if they don't feel comfortable about something, they say, yo, AI, that's all irrelevant. It don't matter the feelings of AI, bro, regardless on what level. And that's dangerous because now you take the soul is already out the equation because it's not coming from a soulful place if it's coming from the AI. And now it's just the access is just unlimited. You don't need a new artist now. And that's scary. That's scary. For an artist, that's scary. For new up-and-coming artists like that like music that has some type of feeling in it, that's scary, bro.
I think remember in Get Rich or Die Trying when he was after he got shot and he was rapping and he was like, I don't can't even understand what I'm saying because his mouth was wide shut. And she was like, I like you can hear the pain. You can't hear the pain from an AI.
You can program it to sound mean and you know what I'm saying, but there's no feeling of pain, and that's what's gonna be missing out of the music. Feelings. And once feelings go, it's like, all right.
That's what music's supposed to do. It's supposed to evoke feelings.
100%. And something that has
they may be able to make a simulation of it though. They could probably
it's gonna be based off of human. It's gonna be an android.
Make it sound more emotional. It's gonna sound more like there's something that's bothering you.
The closest they can get, Smiley, is an integration with a human to understand why the human is feeling, or you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because that's Neuralink. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's the shit that you don't want to get because it's like, why would you want those that access to you and turn you into basically a robot for whoever made it? That's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, eventually it's going to be humanoid AI that may have used to be human, and they took their memories or they found a way to put some type of consciousness in the program, and then it's over, bro. Then they really don't need us. It's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that bring back something that you could feel. You know what I'm saying?
Giving him something he can feel.
Yo, how do y'all feel about parents embarrassing their children online, like when they do some crazy shit?
It depends on what type of kids you're raising, because some kids are knuckleheads and they'll never get it. Some parents don't have any help. They could just be single parents, and they feel like because they was raised poorly, they're gonna raise their kids poorly. and it's a vicious cycle. You know what I mean? Everybody has different circumstances, but if you're doing it because you know your kid cares about validation, online validation, and you know your kid messed up, like it would really depend on what it is. Like, cause I seen some fathers shave their kids' hair, and they have to, you know what I mean, go to school with the George Jefferson. Like, because they
George Jefferson.
Yeah, because they lied or they did. You know, what
That's
I'm saying?
crazy.
Or a
That's
mother
humiliating.
get on live and cut her kid's braids out because she like I told you not to.
Yeah, that's.
I think if you're not gonna put your hands on your kid to discipline them, then that is, you're gonna need to do something that's equivalent to that. Because if you're just gonna say
more issues.
Yeah, okay, I disagree just because I feel like it depends on your kid. Like, certain kids have to learn, like me personally, right? I know that if I was raised by my mother, I know my mother isn't strong enough to beat me, so I would be worse off as a kid because my mother couldn't rule me, and I'm a man, and I got to the point where I challenged my dad. So you don't think I'm gonna get to a point where I know that I'm stronger than my mom and she can't really say nothing to me? And that comes quicker with being a single parent. So like, you have to, as a disciplinary, the only thing that's gonna make you respect a person is force. Force. It's gonna come there. A parent, like, you could try to avoid it, but then you're gonna get heated one day. Then you're gonna get into it with your kid. Your kid is going to try you because all kids try their parents. All kids try their parents, and then most parents know when not to play with their kids no more. They're like, okay, this kid could hurt me if I really get them too mad in that situation. Like, a lot of people don't have emotional intelligence, and that's why a lot of people snap. A lot of people go off on their parents. How many times do we see mothers being abused by their kids online? You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. You know why? Because there's nothing that the mother could say that's going to change the fact that, I was raised poorly, and this is what you get for that. You see what I'm saying? And that's why these kids need their dad, need somebody that's credible that can give out the right amount of punishment or the right amount of discipline so you can learn from it and not make these mistakes again. Like, a lot of single parent households, the reason why I think it statistically shows that men are more capable in raising kids by themselves than women is because of that. Men are stronger. They're seen as stronger. So you're not going to play certain games with a man versus a woman.
But then is it okay for that man to put their kid on blast on social media?
Like I said, if he's not getting beat, if he's not getting beat, there has to be something that is the equivalent of that discipline. And as a man, I feel like that could work if you know your kid cares about his validation, his friends online. Like, if you're in the teenage era and you don't want to embarrass yourself, I promise you are going to do some shit and then be like, oh damn, I had to shave my head and everybody was talking about me, and you know what I'm saying? Those are certain things that'll make you reconsider doing those things again, because you don't usually see that same kid with the same haircut over and over and over again. Why? Because it worked the first time and they didn't want to get embarrassed. So if it works and you're not putting your hands on your kid, I feel like that could be a reasonable disciplinary action.
I think when you beat your kids, some kids will listen, and that doesn't work all the time either. Some kids are just gonna do what they want sometimes, but there's other things that you have to do so that they respect you. Don't necessarily have to put your hands on. But I feel like if you record yourself doing something to them online, or like, this lady whooped her child with a belt online. Like, why would you record that? But even the other stuff, like embarrassing them, or like, making them do something embarrassing or whatever, like shaving their head, or I can't think of there's a bunch of videos that I've seen lately with parents posting their kids, and I think that's gonna
She
it
had
may
a daughter
work.
saying, "I will not be a 304."
I will. I think it could. One or two things can happen. They can go to school, say they're punished because they was already getting in trouble. They were skipping class, or they were getting into fights, or talking back to the teacher, or whatever. They was being bad at school. So this is why you punish them. You put them online, embarrass them, and then they go to school and go get in a fight because of you posting them online and embarrassing them. Because somebody started talking about it, so that just creates a whole nother issue. May not happen every time, but that is a possibility if you do something like that. So it's kind of like you creating more issues. Like, and I don't know what I've seen people do stuff like there was a video of this girl. The father made the girl run, like go running, because
he did something wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I see.
And he was like, I canceled your gymnastics. She was like, what? She started crying. He was like, keep on running. And he was like, because you need to get it together. You need to work on your attitude. And you've been doing this and doing that. So he made her run. He was like, you're gonna do this every morning, and you ain't gonna get your gymnastics back until you show improvement in your behavior and how you treat your siblings. And but
I mean,
I just don't think you had to record it.
Right.
Whatever type of punishment, I mean, don't unalive the kid, please. But
you
I don't think you need to put it online. Like, what is why? Like, stop doing that. Like, that's not. I mean, I get the reason why, because they're trying to embarrass them, but it's like they probably gonna resent you for doing something like that. If they really,
it could.
The years of high school and stuff like that when you're coming up, those are important years that could shape who you are. If you get something like this happen, this could ruin your whole. It sounds corny or whatever, but some people go through stuff in school that they remember for the rest of their life. That it changes.
I think the most important thing is that it doesn't matter. It's like if you have a parent that, and I'm just talking about the parents that like she said, made her run or do things like that. That's also teaching other parents how to discipline their kid without putting hands on them. So I can't knock it 100% if somebody is learning from it and learning how to do it a different way than belt to butt. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That's how I kind of look at it. It's like there has to be people showing examples of what else to do other than whooping their kids, because there's no class for that. There's nobody teaching you how to do that.
And that guy made his son tell me
the Drew Hills. Shout out to the Drew Hills. I was thinking about that too.
I like that.
That's fire. That's fire. Like, best believe.
They go viral.
Best believe. My daughter's about to be doing some Drew Hills.
And they did it, and they made their kids.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. Like, there got to be other ways, alternatives.
That's a little bit better than humiliating them. I mean, they could see it as humiliating, but that's kind of funny.
Yeah. 100%.
And he was like, 5 Drew Hill. He was like,
it's just
jump.
they don't feel like doing it. That's what it is.
Yeah, but you got to.
And it's a
you
little exercise.
You got to do it.
That's the same thing.
And now
with
that
squats.
boy, his calves is
and
on
why
point.
the dude was singing and he sounded like DMX, like he was singing the song. He was like, "Tell me," like in
I
the
ain't see that one.
DMX.
That's hilarious.
In the DMX voice, he like 5D. Come on, tell me, and he was singing, but he sounded like DMX.
That's true.
Shout out to, you know what I mean? Shout out to men on mental
figuring it
awareness.
And look, and he asked him. He said, you better. He said, do it. He said, jump. And then he was like, I'm doing it. And he was like, you better stop yelling at me, or you gonna get a belt instead of the instead of this. And then he was like, what you want? You want a whooping, or you want
the Drew Hills?
And he said,
I
want a whooping.
He said he want a whooping? That is hilarious, yo. He must have been out of shape. He was like, I'm not.
A normal sized little kid. I don't know.
Oh, it was a little kid. Yeah, little kids don't like to push themselves for sure. So he was like, nah, I'm good. I'll take a whooping.
Yo, what's that lady's name that used to bash men about like men are animals? She had an argument with Charleston White.
I don't know. Men are animals as well. The lady that was in the community.
Yeah,
I don't know her name is, but yeah, the black lady that
she had recently came out saying that she was wrong.
Yeah, she was wrong because she started really dating.
She was dating
because she was dating men. Then she started dating women, and then she started realizing that it's not us. It's not us, bro. It's not us. And then once you realize it's not us, then you're gonna have a little bit more sympathy for us. Cause it's like, yo.
I mean, she said some pretty crazy things about it. She said men will grape and they will.
Yeah, she went hard, bro.
You know, we're just savage beasts. We have no decorum. We don't know.
But you know why she was doing that? She was doing that because she was doing that because her demographic was bitter women. It wasn't just women. It was bitter women. You see what I'm saying? So because her demographic was bitter women, she had to feed that with the narrative of we're just beasts, and you know what I'm saying?
She said something that was important in her interview. She said there's two categories of what we call alpha men. Mm-hmm. There's alpha men and alpha males.
Right.
She said alpha males are guys that are more domineering to a class of other men, like overall.
Right.
Alpha male is that character, like a wolf, like the bigger wolf, you know, over the Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Right. And the alpha men this is just a powerful man that doesn't have to lead that way. He's still commandeering to a degree, but he has discipline. So he's a little bit more than just trying to be a big guy. You don't have to be that. He got a big gun. You know what I mean? Or
shout out to Rych for bringing up. There's also something called sigmas, and the sigmas are basically kind of like how you describe the alpha males, but they're more like to themselves, like, you know what I'm
alpha
saying?
Men.
The alpha men, yeah.
The alpha males, you could consider them, I guess, brutes.
Oh, the brute.
You know?
Brute.
Right.
But shout out to Rych and the Sigma album. He got another.
But I mean, like, in certain situations, like, the biggest guy is not always the leader, and you realize that in life. Like, why is that? Why isn't it always the bigger guy?
Because nowadays brains is more powerful than brawn. That's why a lot of these people are.
The tongue is mightier than the sword.
Yeah, it's just looking at business. Like, one of the most powerful people in business aren't known to be the biggest, the strongest, the fastest. None of that.
Like, how many kings do you know, or emperors other than Genghis Khan or whatever, that's like really like was a big diesel strong guy, like that really like took over everything.
Real talk.
Like, even historically, I don't know any guys that were like really like.
The only leader that I know right now that could probably take care of himself in a fight is the leader of Russia. What about the leader of Senegal? Yeah, he's the probably, young dude. He's probably war ready too. They've been coming at him. I heard six deletion attempts. Yeah, he's probably war ready too. And he took over the country through a coup. Yeah, that's how they give it up, bro. That's raw. That's how you give it up. Shout out to Africa. But hold on. A lot of the reasons why he got his soldiers were graping and pillaging. So we can't give him too much. Well, we're not gonna give him too much credit, but just for that. I mean, for that as war, a powerful for that king, war ready. Yeah, 100%. I put him business. Like, try me if you want to. I always got my joint on me. I'll put him up. I'll put him up there. But that's the only setback with the powerful. Like, you got to that power, displaying it, right. and conquering other people, and that conquering is whatever comes with conquering.
Well, they said that the leadership was corrupt.
Right. And
so
he
had to
so he had to do, you know what I'm saying?
And so that's
Shout
a
out
noble
to
move
him.
too. That takes a lot of courage.
Cause
to do something like that.
If the
Because what if the people that's supposed to be with you
switch up
and
on
say
you.
like, yo, I'm
Switch up
not
on
doing this. Look all I got to lose.
And that's why I don't think that will ever happen here, because there's too many people that are gonna switch sides for the bread.
Right.
You
And
know
not
what
even
I'm
just
saying?
for the bread, just because of fear.
It's
a lot of people that just like, yo, like
100%.
I'm not made for this. Like this.
But the only reason why I don't like those people is because they said they was down for that until it was time to put in that work, and then they fold. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like if you were always like, yo, I'm not gonna support this.
That's like you going to a fight.
Cool. I respect that.
You go into a fight, like people like, yo, we gotta go, you know, pull
handle
up on
business,
these dudes. And then we get there, and then do like, yo, let me out though.
Yeah.
Let me out,
that's
though.
Exactly what that's like. That's exactly what that's like.
Nigga supposed to let me out though.
That's exactly what that's like. That's exactly what that's like. Like, you was down, and now all of a sudden you switch up. All right,
it happens.
It does happen, but you know, I just respect.
That's why I say everybody. I said it before.
Whatever.
We need to have, in order for people to try to be leaders, somebody has to be a martyr.
Right. Because you get unalive for sticking to what you say.
You're either gonna be you know about 24, right?
24 the show.
Yeah. So you're either gonna be like Jack Bauer,
mm-hmm.
or you're gonna be just a nigga that's a coward, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna fold under them 24 hours.
Right.
100%.
Jack Bauer never gave up. Nigga, I don't know. What? I don't know nobody like that, yo. Like, that dude's crazy, yo.
Some people really believe who they are versus who people think they are. You see what I'm saying?
He did it all for his country for real.
Yeah, like, that's fire. Like you gotta respect that.
He don't got no family, no nothing. His daughter in witness protection program. Like, he hasn't seen her in decades.
He all messed up. But at the end of the day, he's still a martyr, like you said, but it's like...
He's true to his cause.
Yeah, he's true to his cause. Like, those are the people that you want in the war with you. You don't want these people that's going to switch
want soldiers.
Up.
Soldiers come back like...
He's a general.
What you want me to do, sir?
He's a general, though.
But he's still solid. What you want me to do, sir?
Yeah, for sure.
Am I my brother's keeper?
For sure. Fuck that shit.
But it's crazy how she just went back on her shit, and now she like, you know,
is it crazy?
Men not that bad. It's not crazy because she just needed to see the light, and I guess her converting was her way. I mean, understanding what men have to go through with women, and we have to be extremely tolerant.
100%
through everything.
100%.
And sometimes it's not appreciated, but they want us. But I seen
that
an episode this girl said,
too, yeah.
"Yo, we want flowers like you used to give us flowers when you first met us. You did all of this stuff." And the dude said, "Well, the reason that we did all of that is because that's what y'all say y'all want. So we did what we could do." And then she was like, "Well, if you can't continue, if that's not in your budget to do flowers or whatever the case may be, then you need to just be like, yo, I'm not going to keep up this facade, or I'm going to be like, yo, I can't bring you flowers all the time like that. I can only bring them sometimes." Like, be transparent. I don't disagree with what she said. I do agree that we worry about the wrong shit. I think that worrying about what he started to do in the beginning, if he does it, if you really want him to keep up with that, a closed mouth don't get fed. You got to be like, listen, communication is important, right? So you got to be like, listen, you used to give me flowers. What's going on? Why you stop giving me flowers? Talk about it. Yeah. Don't have such a high ego and be so privileged about yourself. Like, well, he should know. You know what I mean? Because he knew I liked it when he was doing it in the beginning. Right. He probably got a lot of shit going on, and now he got you. He won. So now he's like,
Smiley,
yo, I won. I got the solution.
You got to understand, though, there's a lot of women that hear what you said, right? And are literally like, but he should just know, and that's it. And then once it becomes like that, they already got plan B set up, bro. They're not waiting. I was talking to this girl the other day, bro, right? Just met her. Seemed like, well, didn't meet her. We was doing the online thing, right?
Yeah.
So just talking, vibing, you know what I'm saying? Had a long ass conversation. It, like near the end of the conversation, it started going into, oh well, I like when people get me stuff, like when people buy me stuff when they mess up. And I'm like, so you just assuming that any dude that you gonna be with is gonna mess up at some point, and you could be bought. And she ain't like the way I worded it, but that's what that is.
Right.
So I'm like, and then I disregard it because as a man, you like, all right, whatever. She cute. I'm gonna give her some leeway, right? So I disregard it. Keep on having conversations. Then she say, I was like, oh, let me get on your IG. Let me see your IG and shit. So she gave me the IG. Mind you, she said she didn't have no friends. She was like, I don't have no friends, boys or girls. She don't rock with nobody. But then she got like 600-700 followers on IG. So I'm like, yo, what does she think? All right, cool. Maybe she's fake with everybody and she don't consider none of them real friends. Okay, cool, whatever.
So, yeah, because 700 not that many.
Yeah, right? To have no friends at all? All right, cool. So, right? So we started, I was just asking her certain things about her. I was like, yo, you seem, she is really bad. I like, you ain't never had no stalkers and shit? This girl say, nope, nobody like me like that. I'm like, are you sure nobody, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no, let me make sure that's not her.
Is she only on one social media platform, or is she on multiple?
I don't know, because I'm just on IG. I just asked her if she had IG. Okay. And she gave me the IG. And I'm peeping the IG, and I'm listening to what she's saying, and I'm feeling like it's not matching up. But let me tell you what happened, because I ain't do nothing. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, like you was about to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, it is what it is. And then the next day, nothing. Just ghosted. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I started piecing it together, like, yo, like, I felt like she knew that I was kind of on to her. Like, she liked the bread, my nigga. She like, you know what I'm saying? I caught her out. I was
like a fake page or something.
Nah, it's probably her. It's just she wants to be taken care of in a way where, like, yo, you gotta earn that. Like, you can't just look at me like I'm gonna fuck up, so I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, it's like, if you tell me that you don't have no stalkers, and then you change the story and say, oh, well, I had to get bars on my window because somebody broke in my crib. It's like, how do you go from you ain't had stalkers to you had bars on your windows? To me, that's a lie. Like,
but that might not be a stalker. That might just be a break-in.
She called it a stalker.
She called it
a stalker. Oh. She said he was a stalker. She went from nobody, I don't, you know what I mean?
Except for this one guy.
Exactly. And she didn't even say that except. I had to get that shit out of her later. So I'm like, yo, this shit. And I still, I acted like it was cool, but
yo, really, but like lies build up. Like,
yeah, bro.
Yo, you forgot. You said you ain't have no story. Oh yeah, but then there's one time.
And that's
bars. You can't forget. You can't forget. Yeah, you can't forget bars being on your window.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
you see that every day. So why do you have bars on your window?
I think she was.
Oh yeah, this is why I got bars on my windows that I'm looking at right now while I'm talking to you.
She was trying to paint a picture of security, and there was insecurity in there. That, like, I feel like that's deception to me. It's like, yo, if you're gonna, but that's why I'm not mad about that situation.
Sometimes women don't like to bring stuff like that up.
Right. That's why I'm not mad about that situation, because I was smart enough to understand that that's who I was dealing with early. You know what I'm saying? Because if I went for it, it would have been a good look, but it would have been a bad move later on. Because eventually she's going to lie to me too.
Right.
And then she already lived far. So it's like, I don't know what the hell she doing over there. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Sometimes you got to pay attention to the signs. People will expose themselves.
That's absolutely true.
100%. What do you guys think about people saying that toxic love is like real love. Like when a chick busts your windows, fly in your car, fly in your tires.
I think that's part of the reason why black families aren't together. It's like certain people
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, certain people push negative and demonic things onto other people. And it's like, oh, well, it's the funnest. And it's like, I remember we used to say this, like, the crazier girl gave the best experience because she's crazy. And it's like, that's not true. It's like the girl that, you know what I mean, I think we're missing a point, right? If we're bringing life into the world, then that is what you want to do and your purpose on why you're getting intimate with your girl. If you're trying to just please yourself and pleasure yourself, that's basically like, all right, you got to earn that. Like, you got to earn it in different ways. So certain people earn it by the way they talk to a woman, right? They can talk to a woman and say, look, I feel like this, and you know what I mean? Certain women could be talked off their feet, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? Certain people are just at a time in their life where the girl can, or the woman can help you more than hinder you. And I feel like from the outside looking in, that looks like an experience that I see with one of my boys. I say it like that, where his situation just seems like the girl that he's messing with came on time. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's there to help more than hinder. But once it starts getting, she's taking away more than she's giving, then that's the problem. And as men, we're not aware of when that point is. We just deal with it as we deal with life, because that's how men deal with life. We just deal with it. Like, oh, well, we're about to get kicked out. We're going to have to figure it out. Oh, well, we don't got no bread this week. We're going to have to figure it out. Oh, well, baby mom's tripping with the kid. Got to figure it out. Whatever it is, we just going to figure it out. And that's not taught. So we should really talk about more on how to, like, recognize when she's taking away more than she's giving, right? Because I know in my situations when like I'm really down in a relationship, I go to my woman for comfort and support. You see what I'm saying? So if she doesn't give you that comfort and support, and it doesn't have to be, ex, like literally just that person that you feel like you could talk to or calm you down, or, you know what I mean, just rub your back sometimes. That's all it takes. You see what I'm saying? If she doesn't want to do that anymore, or she regulates it on her time frame, that's time to choose another spouse, because what is she for if she's not there to comfort you in your times of troubles and stuff like that, right?
Right.
I agree. You gotta be useful.
100%.
Yeah, somewhere. Like we was watching the other day, I was watching the other day on Lil Peep. Shout out to Lil Peep. Yo, Lil Peep, they be cooking, man. But I think right now JR is just letting these women make fools of themselves. So I was watching an episode that came on like earlier, probably like last week or so.
Right.
And the women was arguing because the men on the panel were saying they don't want masculine women, and they have wives.
Right.
And the women that were on the panel were saying, like, you don't even understand, like, the dude that she's dealing with, he accepts her the way that she is. He don't tell her to tone down her voice or anything like that. Cause that nigga probably weak. You know what I mean? Will be like, you know what I mean? So she didn't like any of the stuff that they was saying.
Right.
So she was just going off and basically was saying, like, if you're a lady and you want things, you have to behave a certain way to get those things. If you don't behave a certain way, you're not gonna just get stuff. You're not gonna.
Right.
We shouldn't be rewarding bad behavior on either side.
Right.
And that's the problem. Men are rewarding bad behavior, and women are rewarding bad behavior just as much. And that's what's really destroying us. Like, cause niggas don't really say what they want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times they'll just go with the flow, and then women don't like that. They be like, oh, you're not the same. Look, I like the fact that we're together. I like the vision of us. So I know that sometimes you get upset. I know that sometimes in the morning you have an attitude. I know sometimes you don't want to make breakfast. I know sometimes, whatever, right? And I let you do it. But whenever I fall off one time, you explode on me like a volcano. Like, it's just that one time I didn't take the trash out. It's that one time that I left the dish in the sink after you washed the dishes. It's that one time that I left the toilet seat up. It's that one time that I didn't wash out the shower or something. You know what I mean? Those one times that they do something, yeah, it may have happened over a multitude of times, but there's certain things that women do a lot, and they always get upset when we do things. They get triggered after we do one thing, and it's that patience that we have. Men have to have more patience because we can really hurt them. So we have to have a little bit of discipline to be able to control our emotions to a degree. Are we always aware of the emotions that they're feeling at the time? No, because what's prioritized to us is really what needs to be done first and foremost. Prioritization. So it's not really, she's not important. It's just something that we both have to do, and she's not worried about that. And since I'm responsible for it, I just got to make sure that's done and then worry about the other stuff. And sometimes I'll forget.
Right.
But she can't accept that. Oh, well, sometimes, and that's what I'm saying. That communication part is important. Tell this motherfucker that, hey, he forgot. And then deal with the, you know, what we're gonna do to make this not happen. Nobody wants to be reminded that their birthday came up. Everybody feels good when somebody says happy birthday to them. But here's the reality check. Men, most of the time, are just like, it's just another day. So when someone remembers our birthday, yeah, it feels great. But if they don't remember our birthday, we don't, well, at least I can say for myself and most of the people that I associate myself with, we don't be like, damn, you forgot my birthday, we're not friends anymore. Like,
nah,
like
friends,
that's crazy.
nah, but my girl, you forget my birthday is my girl.
I wouldn't break up
messing
with
with
my
somebody
girl
else.
if she forgot my birthday, but I would wonder, why did you forget this? What came up that was so important? And especially how women are. They're very good at remembering things, especially things that they want to remember.
Not if they demonized.
So, but most of the time, most of the women that I know, they remember other people's birthday and remind me of it. And
exactly.
and
that's
like,
out of character for a girl. For your girl to forget your birthday.
Did you remember that it's such and such birthday today? Like, what?
Demon time.
Oh, oh shit. Don't worry, I already got it. It's in the closet.
Matter of fact, has a girl ever forgot your birthday? Your girl ever forgot your birthday?
Probably not.
Right.
They probably remember it before I do. And it's kind of crazy.
There's no way.
I know that sounds crazy.
There's no way they could never forget your birthday. Like, as a woman,
but
like,
it's like it depends
as your
on
woman.
If you're not the light of their life.
Exactly.
If you're the light of their life,
you're not. If she
no. But that's what I'm saying. If you're the light of their life, they know everything about you.
100%.
They're thinking about you when you're not thinking about them.
100%.
So it's like that. But a lot of women are self-centered. So she may have another thing on the side that she's entertaining, that she remembers his birthday.
And we got to teach these young men how to tell the difference, and that's right there, bro. Like, if your girl doesn't remember your birthday,
ask the woman. If a girl doesn't remember your birthday, what do you think?
Have you ever dated somebody and you forgot their birthday? Exactly. So if your girl if your girl doesn't remember your
No,
birthday,
but
she doesn't like you.
But
For sure.
I think we talked about this before, maybe not on here, but it depends on who you're with, because is it everybody
Right.
to
Don't
everybody birthdays are not a big deal or whatever. To me, it'd be like it's just a regular day. Like I would want you to at least say happy birthday, but it doesn't have to be a big to do or even holidays and stuff like.
But you gotta remember theirs.
Yeah, because I just have a good memory, but
would you say
you're the woman
why
versus the guy? I'm saying, do you think that women?
Could you understand why a woman would forget her man's birthday?
I mean, it depends on the life of the woman. She could be a career woman. She could have a lot of things on her plate. She could be running for partner or trying to be.
So all ambition.
She could be masculine.
So all ambition.
She could be a masculine woman.
So all ambition and masculinity. Right. I agree 100%.
This girl said on a panel that older women or elder women when she was in the 90s. So she's talking about 90s elder women. So these are women that would probably be like 100 years old at this point.
Yo, that's crazy.
So she was talking about elder women at that time was saying, girl, don't throw your life away like I did. You know what I mean?
Because they used to teach.
Go ahead and get your career and get yourself together. Don't be with no broke man, because ain't nothing good gonna come from it. All these years I had to work hard and take care of all these kids. They were sneaking out and sleeping around and stuff like that, and I dealt with it. Don't be like me. You know what I mean? And that's what some of them, they said, were telling them. And they were telling their sons to be with a good woman that cooks and do this and do that and whatever. So the woman was saying that they're telling the young ladies something different, and they're telling the boys something else. Like they're making it conflict. So how? Because look, men should be taught that they should be providers, protectors, and all of that, right? They should pay for the movie when they go out to take the girl out on their first date. They should pull up to her house and meet the parents and say hi and show that they're a nice young man and all this other shit. They should do it. Notice I said should. I don't think it's encouraged to even be a requirement. You know what I mean? I don't even think that's pushed. I think that is just like, oh, that's who you talking to? Oh, yo, you doing good. Fist bump, blow it up. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it is. It's not really encouragement to do something better. It's more of a pat on the butt.
Do your thing.
You know what I mean? Pause.
You know why,
Let them
Smiley?
say good
Because
game.
in this generation, and I'm gonna get some slack for saying this, but I'm gonna say it. In this generation, if you're not a criminal in a certain community that you don't preferably agree with, or disabled, then you're alright. you alright. You could grow. You could still, you know what I mean? Because there's phases. People go through phases where they don't got money, and then they figure out how to get money, or they don't. You know what I mean? As long as you have your health, there's coming back. You know what I mean? You could come back. You can make a comeback. The problem is, you're gonna have to motivate yourself. A lot of people don't have people to motivate them or help them or whatever, and they gotta do it all by themselves. And that's why a lot of people don't change, because it's easier to be the person out of resources than the person that is a source.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. It's a wicked game out here. That's why you have to have a strong foundation. Whether your foundation is love, whether your foundation is spirituality, whether your foundation is your family, whether your foundation is your people. You just have to have a solid foundation and something to strive for. And then the thing about those people, they're going to be the, what do you call it? They're going to be the magnets to attract people like that. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And I feel like once we see the people attacking those people, and you know that they're not coming with no rah-rah, it's just that we know that they're being attacked because they're sending the right message and they're changing things into the way it should be. And there's powers to be that has financial backing that's making sure this message gets squashed before it even starts. So, you know what I'm saying? Just stay grounded and connected to something greater than yourself, and keep your faith, man. Or whatever it is, just keep going.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into the ratchet shit, I want to do a quick movie review. A recommendation. The Amateur.
What's that about?
It's a movie about a dude who his wife was deleted in public,
right,
and broadcasted on the internet by terrorists, right?
It's crazy.
He worked for like the CIA or something like that as like an analyst or a computer person or whatever. So he brought the information to them like the same day with all the people that was involved, all their names, people, whatever, and brought it to them, and they turned him down, and it was like, we're doing it. And they was like, you already knew about these people. He's like, listen, we love what you do, but this is just not your pay grade, pretty much. You know what I mean? And he was like, just let us handle this or whatever. So he blackmailed them and figured out that they was doing something dirty, and told him to train them as a CIA operative. And Lawrence Fishburne was his handler, like showing him how to do everything or whatever.
Right.
And he learned a little bit within like the month or so, or a few days or so, or a few weeks or whatever, while they was trying to snoop around and try to find stuff. And then it came to be like, it was just a ruse. Like he was lying. He didn't really have them set up. He said it was a dead man switch or whatever, which is something that you hit, and it releases a whole bunch of information to all these different sources and whatever. So by the time they found out,
this?
Lawrence Fishburne,
okay,
and the dude that played in Mr. Nobody. I don't know if you ever seen that series.
Mr. Nobody.
But it's pretty cool. He's a computer hacker type of dude.
Okay.
But even in this, he plays the hacker guy, you know what I mean? But he lost his wife because she was in Paris and some terrorists. So long story short, he finds all the people, takes them all out. Like, and it wasn't really accidental, but he was doing it in a very technical way. But some of them were accidental.
Yes, dude.
No.
Not
Nah, not the movie. It's a TV show.
Oh. I think it's a movie.
Or no, is it Mr. Robot? I think it's Mr. Robot.
Both of those are something.
Mr. Robot.
They're two different.
That's it?
Yeah, that dude.
Gotcha.
That's him. Yeah. That dude. But yeah,
I think I've seen him.
it's a dope movie.
Oh, you got 4 seasons though.
Yeah.
Anything over 3 seasons is good.
Oh
show.
yeah.
Shout out to The Shy.
Shy, that's a pretty good show. Urban show.
Shy came back on?
Yeah, season 7.
I don't know.
My mom watching it. She been
sometimes.
binge watching it now because I told her to watch it before. And
Yo, I give all those shows a chance. Like, I watch all our cultural shows. Like, I give them a chance.
Power was good.
I can't, like, Power was really good.
I do skip
I don't
some
see
scenes,
too many, like, remember New York Undercover and shows like that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see too many shows that captivate
like
the way like that did, except for the shows that 50 came out with.
Right.
50 came out with some pretty good lines.
And BMF back on
BMF was
the
fire.
first
You know,
episode.
I haven't even.
No, I didn't even know.
I haven't even started that. I haven't even
about
started
to.
watching that.
I gotta watch.
Is
Is it Lil Meat in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it still
I
has
told you they had put. I told you
They
it was
cool now?
a new episode. I don't know if they cool, but
Well, he
I
still
seen
own
the
it.
But see,
trailer.
the
that
problem
it was
with
coming
our
back out
culture
on
is the only
Friday,
shows that we
last
can make
Friday.
that are really good are like ghetto shows. Like Why can't we have like a serious series that's like Suits, or a serious series that's like Walking Dead,
because the
or a
powers,
serious series that's like
because the
people want to see.
Not even that.
They do, but our people love Walking Dead. Our people love Suits. Our people love all of those shows too. Yeah. The thing is, like, we don't talk about it because that's not the barbershop conversation. Is power. The barbershop.
That's what the media promotes.
But the media is controlled.
Did you ever see 24 Legacy?
Right.
24 has a spinoff where there's a black lead as like he's like the Jack Bauer character. Check it out. But it's the dude that played Dr. Dre in the NWA movie.
Oh, okay.
That dude. He's playing the action guy in this. He's ex-military. Right. He was, took somebody out, whatever, and now people are trying to get him because they was involved in a certain type of thing. So he got to save his family. He got to do all this. He's on the run from the military, from the counter-terrorist organization, and it's a wild ride, but it's very urban. So I'm like, it made it relatable to us, but it's not as popular as the normal show.
I mean, we know why. Like, bro, like, we still know that there's, like, supremacy in this country. That's really active. It's not like there's
they
a reason.
Only promote stuff like that for.
Well, shout out to Jordan Peele then.
For the urban culture, they want us to be they want us to be viewed as
not just even that though. Not exactly.
And unalivers. And stuff
they want us to be portrayed as that, so the world thinks we're that's what we are. And
there was a clip that on what's that football player that be dressing weird? That old ex-football player who got a podcast.
Yeah, what's the name? Oh man, how do I forget his name?
Dreads.
Not
he tossed them guys over his shoulder.
I know who you talk about.
5 guys, and they was coming at him, and he just slung them around like nothing with a top hat on, with a fedora.
What's my nigga name?
You know.
I know exactly who you talk about. He got braids and
Cam Newton.
Thank.
Okay.
He had the guy from.
You were saying all that. I was like, wait, what?
He dresses weird.
I know he do.
He had the guy that was on Power up there, and he was talking about how he's like he got twins and he's scared. He was like he want to make different types of movies than just because he recognized in this climate that people act like you're really that person. Like when you in the movie, and he don't want his kids growing up thinking that he's that person. So he's being more. He want to take a wide range of roles, so they're not,
That's why if I was to get into the,
but that's crazy, and they do be doing that. They're acting.
It is.
It
don't matter because they want to portray you as a certain way, yo.
I don't know what he did, but.
But if I'm gonna go into the movie industry, I work in animation. So now it don't matter. Like, they won't even know. If I could disguise my voice, then I could be whoever I want. Right? So I would just do that. But shout out to the actors that get those parts, because I'm pretty sure it's hard, especially in Hollywood. Like, shout out, I know you don't watch wrestling, but there's a certain...
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's hilarious. There's a certain wrestler named R-Truth that just got allegedly let go.
R-Truth with the dreads?
Yeah.
Oh, dude that used to be with
and shit.
What's his name? The dude that was in DX.
Yeah.
The dude.
Road Dogg.
Road Dogg, yeah, he used to be with Road Dogg. That's what he came out with.
Yep. I think that's who put him on, but yeah, they let him go from the WWE.
He looked like Mystical. He did some Mystical
type
shit.
That's hilarious. Nah, they didn't even say why. They was just letting go mad artists. Mad wrestlers.
Wrestling is getting. I think wrestling always been popular, but like low key. But it seems like it's getting more traction because they're putting it on popular shows. And making popular references.
You gotta think
big interviews.
It's not Vince running that no more. It's Triple H. And Triple H
he's trying to give wrestlers a chance to make some bread instead of having
not R-Truth.
Well, I'm saying the majority of the wrestlers, they getting opportunities. They got movies, they got all this stuff.
I mean, the ones that's still there,
like John Cena, The Rock.
Yeah,
The Rock. It wasn't many that was like The Rock. That was.
But this is what I'm saying.
Besides Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is
this new
immortal.
These new generations is different. It's like they already have to come into wrestling with their fan base now, like a Logan Paul, like a KSI, or you know what I'm saying, like Travis Scott when he went to WrestleMania. He was just at WrestleMania. Right. He's Travis Scott the rapper first. He's not. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you gotta have that notoriety first. It's not like the wrestling community is gonna put you on.
Right.
You gotta be.
A lot of wrestlers were ex-football players and stuff.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Goldberg and them.
Goldberg, oh man. I just watched the thing on Goldberg the other day. Like it got me start to watching I was a WCW fan. I'm sorry to all the WWE
I heard he was
fans.
a stiff though. I heard he was hurting people.
He was.
Shout out to Bret Hart.
He was, yeah. But he was entertaining to watch.
He was
like he was unstoppable. Like I remember in WCW where everybody was just afraid when he came in because of the raw power. Like he was a powerhouse.
He had a record, bro. I don't remember anybody else with that long of a record of not getting defeated.
Never, for real.
Like that,
unless they cheated him.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way they could beat him is and the other specimen was Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner was yo.
And
I seen some of his early fights. He wasn't that big. He had longer hair, he had the mullet.
That's why.
But he wasn't that big.
That's why they said he was on the juice.
Huge, but he was strong though.
He still was strong.
Because
he was always strong. Like he was never not like he was never skinny. Like
right. That part. Yeah, he was big, but the cuts was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was sick.
Like
he was a freak.
But that dude was something. Then later on, WWE was like, we're gonna take over WCW, and then you start seeing the pouring of all the characters coming in. And for me, that was a sight because
his nephew fights though. His nephew's like well known.
Who?
Braun Strowker. That's Scott and what was the other brother's son? That's
Steiner's.
Rik. That's Rick's son.
Rik Steiner.
Yeah, that's Rik Steiner's son. He looked just like both of them fused together. Like it's
dog face gremlin.
Yo, that's crazy.
That was his name, right?
That was his name, but that's crazy. Like,
but yeah, like I was watching it and just like so much nostalgia came in. Like I love watching stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid. That's how I decompress. Like I watch movies, and I get to see that movie, and sometimes I get that same feeling that I had. It was like it's no other care in the world, and I just get that feeling of euphoria where it's like, yo, like I remember this. Like this movie was so dope. Some of them are corny, but with wrestling, like it never gets old reliving that moment. Like when you get to see like certain things that happened in wrestling, and then see the transition of it now. Like I'm familiar with Jay Uso. You know what I mean? Like I see what's going on, and I think he's got that light. He's captivating. He's gonna be the new Rock. He's gonna be the new People's Champ. Cause there's really nobody that's really
gonna be different, bro.
It's different already, like but he's out there, like he's popular.
I look at that like LeBron and Mike. Like they'll never play.
There'll never be another Rock.
Yeah,
there'll never be another.
And Rock came back. And Rock,
he came back. He's electrifying, but
he's not as. He's not
as what I'm saying. He's a movie star.
You know what I mean?
He's a movie star.
You can see the age. You can see the age. Like, oh damn, he's taking a little longer.
Big.
He is big,
but he's slower.
But he's slower, bro. And like he gets up like a.
It's like the Z fighters when the Z fighters power up and they get to a certain level and they're not able to maintain that power. Yeah, they get too bulky and they slow down a little bit. Yeah. But they had to figure out how to surpass that. Right. So maybe he got to do more endurance training, running training or something.
This is real life.
He's older, but he could still work out. It was some freaks of nature. Like Bill Goldberg was doing it for a long time. He was still He was still a freak.
But they saying he not natural though, so I don't know what that means. If that's why he. Got
I mean, I don't think none of them natural. If you ask me, I think The Rock might be. He work out like he do crazy. He got a crazy workout routine.
Nah, he work out, but I don't know. If
He
it's
work out
natural.
like a rhino.
Like to have that energy to work out is what I'm talking about. Like
yeah,
he's probably on some supplement that boosts his. It's like a supplement to help. You know what I mean? To do all that working out. And I'll pass the hell out.
It's crazy how long wrestling's been around. Like it's
wrestling,
been around.
since wrestling, fool. Since they ain't had no black people in that gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's with Ray J, man?
Ray J's tripping, though. Ray J's just tripping out. I think Ray J's demons is really rocking with him.
Or let's call him. Oh no, I can't say that.
I think
LGBTQ J. That's what I was gonna say, but it was gonna rhyme. Cause that's crazy. The whole situation with Ray J just kind of, I don't know. Like, first of all, I got so many questions. Like, when he put
so many questions.
He put himself out there about
the Diddy situation.
No, not even just that.
Oh.
Sexy Red, are you even gonna address it about the HIV claims?
Well, like I said, Sexy Red is a plant. I don't even believe that she has HIV.
You don't think so? Okay.
I think she has.
All right, old talk.
I think whatever she has is probably curable.
Okay.
But I do think that there is some type of humiliation ritual where these artists are still saying that they're hooking up with her after she's saying that she has whatever she has, and it's to humiliate them, but to keep them out of jail maybe. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we'll keep you out of jail in ties to this Diddy situation, but
you slept with Sexy Red.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But he said,
yo, start calling you.
And why wouldn't I come up in the Diddy conversation? He did say that.
See, so he knows that he's a part of that for sure. And Suge is saying that him and Diddy was hooking up. But you know, Suge could be saying anything because he's locked up and he's trying to get interviews, whatever the situation.
Well, I mean, if he got the head, bro.
I don't know if he got the head. If he got the head, then he's not gonna be on this planet for very long. But then again, we don't know because Dr. CB is alive. There's all type of things that let you know that if you have the right amount of money, you can do whatever you want to do because you got the right amount of money.
They got medication.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe he did have some crazy stuff and then he got rid of it, and then this is the humiliation that he got to go through. Everybody thinking that he still got it. Cause remember when Usher? Remember when Usher was allegedly supposed to have her? Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he don't have it no more.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're Usher, right, and you know that certain celebrities, since post Dr. CB being unalive and the knowledge being out there of how to get rid of certain things, you don't think that he's gonna use his resources to do it? And then the only way you can't, the only thing about that situation is you can't talk about it, because you don't see Magic Johnson talking about if he has the cure of what's the name. You see him talk about, well, I'll keep my what's the name count low or whatever. Like, bro, I don't believe that. I could be a conspiracy theorist on that. I think he has the cure. I think, matter of fact, I know he had children after he was announced to have whatever he had. So, and they don't have it, allegedly. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these celebrities have the what's the names, but they can't come out and say, yeah, I got the cure.
But that don't mean that's the cure because they have antiviral meds, and that can stop you from passing it on. It keeps your blood count low.
That's why I said Dr. CB. I wasn't talking about the men. I'm not talking about nothing medication. I think and this is what he said actually. Anything that you get can be cured. You just have to know how to. And I truly believe that. Matter of fact, he was proven to to cure these things. They said that allegedly, I'm not saying, this is all hypothetical, but allegedly they said that what's her name had herpes and she went down to see Dr. Sebi, got it cured, and on her way back she was unalived in a tragic the car crash. And she was there seeing Dr. Sebi about, we'll say whatever. But then she was on camera saying that it worked. So, you don't think she was gonna come back and be like, yo, there's this new da 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 da. But this is what I'm saying. It's like, then Nip was talking about the documentary and helping the documentary getting out, and then he get unalive. You see what I'm saying? There's so many powers. There's so many weird coincidences.
You remember Belly?
Yeah.
Remember the assassination attempt on the minister in the movie?
Yeah.
You think it's like something like that, like with Nip? You think like somebody was like, "Yo, if you want to stay out of prison, then you got to do this."
No, I think Nip was getting to a certain point in his career.
Cause some people, Whack 100. I don't know if you care about his
I'm
word,
conflicted
but Whack is saying that it was something that was going on in the hood.
Right.
They knew about it.
So here's how I look at it from the outside looking in, right? Nip was outshining the Crips, because he was the narrative of how they get down and how they represent, because like the focus wasn't on the enforcer, and the enforcer in that situation to me was Big U. Big U was the enforcer in that situation, and Big U has ties to Diddy, whether people believe that or not, or whatever ties it is, I'm not sure. But I know that Big U has ties to Biggie way back since the Biggie being unalive situation. Like, or probably even before that, maybe Pop.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? So, what was I saying?
He had ties to that. You talk about
Who?
Big U.
Big U.
Oh, so in the Nip situation, right? The reason why I think Diddy has something to do with it is they tell you by what they show you. Like, why are you, like, I know Diddy is on trial now, but now they're putting that video up where Diddy try to, kind of disrespect Nip, and Nip wasn't going for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nip let it be known, like, as long as you try to play me, because Nip has an image and he's very conscious about his image. And, like, how he moves is very, like, solid, usually. You see what I'm saying? So, with the whole Lauren and Diddy knowing each other, it's like, what did you know him and why did you know him? You know what I mean? Like, if you know the characteristics of Diddy, that's why I think I said this on another pod. Like, if you know the characteristics of a person and you know this is how they were known, you can't ignore some of that stuff. You can, not if everybody is saying the same type of things. It's like, okay, he did that. Oh, well, I'm going to rock with him because he ain't do none of that to me. It's like, yo, it's
somebody else just came forward too about Diddy.
See, and it's like
somebody
it's not gonna stop because they want him. They want him.
They were doing they said they were a narcotic mule.
Wow.
For him, and they talked about how they basically sound like a co-conspirator.
It probably was. There's people they're setting these people up. And it's like, not for nothing, I will say this, like, I could see the game. I could peep the game and know that it's not gonna stop with Diddy. It's gonna be other, like, Jay really might be next type. Like, Hov really might be next. or who else? I think Dre good. I don't think Dre. I think Dre is his gold. Ooh.
What happened?
Alright. I think I think Dr. Dre's golden ticket is Eminem for real. I don't think like M is gonna go for that.
Dubai chocolate, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll leave it on TikTok. Here's the box.
I don't know if I'm gonna try that, y'all.
You gonna try it?
Just don't have a good feeling about it.
What you mean? I had it before too.
I'm not mad that you had it. I'm just saying I don't have a good feeling about it. I haven't really drank anything with milk in it in a while.
You ain't had no macaroni and cheese?
This is a big ass candy bar, I'll tell you that much. Wonka bar.
It's just gonna taste like a fudgesicle.
No, it don't.
It got
pistachio
green.
butter.
It got green in it and shit.
That's
crazy.
pistachio butter.
Oh shit. Alright.
Why?
Okay. So I like that shit.
First bite.
That's what I was like with that shit.
This is what it looks like on the inside. That's pistachio butter and key. Some is dough basically, and they crunch it. They cook it on top of the stove so it has like a crunch.
I'll taste
Pistachio butter.
You shake your head, yeah. He didn't say that.
Yo, there's so much going on right now.
Yeah.
It's different textures. You get the crunch.
You had it already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you had it.
It's blazing.
You said it's blazing.
It's like if you like the crackling candy bar, like a crunch bar.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like that.
Well, then it's creamy.
But it's like
Cream.
a thickness of it inside of another chocolate bar.
Right. It's like a double whammy.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
It sends you on a flavor ride.
I won't be eating meat like every day. I know I'll be bad as hell, but it's just good. I ordered one off of TikTok.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
I got
Rocky, set it, Rocky, set it, Rocky.
This was off of Go Puff.
Oh yeah, I got that.
$20, bro.
Damn. Oh y'all bougie. Just throwing away money now.
It's Dubai chocolate.
Y'all bougie. I know what y'all doing with y'all street check.
Got expensive taste.
I took that shit. I'm like, yo, why both of y'all got Balenciaga on? This shit crazy, yo.
$20 candy bar is crazy.
Yo, for real. It really
I got it off of Amazon. And then I got it off of Go Puff.
Jeez.
Amazon was cheaper.
Cheaper? Yeah, it's like anybody gonna pay $20 for this shit.
I just got it from Go Puff because it's quick.
It's quicker, yeah.
It is good though. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, you said it was blazing, nigga.
Worth $20. I don't know. I don't know, man.
For a one-of-a-kind taste. I could make a commercial for you, I'm telling you. Who is the brand? Who is this by? It's by...
B-Max?
Yeah, B-Max. With love from nature.
Okay.
So
Put a little
it's healthier option.
Put a little dirt in there.
It don't hurt.
Little dirt don't hurt. That's hilarious.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh man.
Looks good. You should try it.
No, I'm good, yo. Look a little too good. Straight.
I want to discuss something that tugged at my heartstrings.
Could you put it back in the freezer, please?
Please. That tugged at my heartstrings.
About what?
There's this woman.
Oh yeah.
And her name is Shanika Jenkins.
Yeah.
She was at Yale New Haven Hospital,
Yeah.
and she had just given birth.
Oh, you go?
Oh no, her drop.
Oh, you got to.
She had just given birth, and DCF was trying to take her baby into custody. And she was screaming and crying. She was like, y'all are gonna take my baby. And she wouldn't. She was laying there holding the baby. So apparently what happened was in 2018, her baby passed away from SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. So she had a breakdown, is what she said. She checked herself into the hospital, mental hospital, because she needed to get herself together. So she had, after that, at some point she had a kid. I don't know how old her other child is, but then because she had gone to the hospital previously, she said that's why they took that second kid because of that, because they were trying to say she had issues. But to me, for the video, it didn't seem like she was like on drugs or like anything like that. She was crying like she didn't want them to take her baby, and she said they had come to her house, and because she still had the case, she's fighting to get her kid back, that they took away. And also she said her kid was abused. I don't know what form of abuse, but she said they were abused while in custody of foster care, or while they were a ward of the state. So, but she's fighting to get that kid back. So now she just had a baby. They come to her house. They said everything's good. They see she got a crib and clothes and a place to stay for her and everything. They said she was good. That's what she said. And then after she had the babies, then they sent them in there. They said, we gotta take your baby for a 96-hour hold. So then she started flipping out and crying, and there was like 3 security guards in the room, and and different nurses kept coming in, and she was asking for her family. Her sister and her mom were there, and they took a long time to get them. Like, they were saying that it's like they were not trying to get them, but she said they had been in there earlier in the day, but they had all these other people in there. But so finally her sister came in, and then she came in and she calmed down a little bit, and she was like, can you close the door? Because she had been asking them to close the door. She had on a Johnny coat, and she had a baby. She was holding a baby, and she was like exposed a little bit or whatever. And they had the door open, and she had been telling them, because they closed the door, like, and they wouldn't close it. They did pull the curtain, but she like closed the door. Like, why you? She was saying close the door because she like, y'all not taking my baby. Like, I don't understand. Like, y'all came to my house, you told me everything was okay, and to me it sounded like she didn't seem like an unfit in that moment. I don't know her. I don't know the whole backstory. Hopefully she didn't do anything to her kid, but from what she said, how she was acting, it seemed like it's believable. And then there are other women on TikTok that said this happened to them too, and some of them got their kids back, and some of them are still fighting to get their kids back. And one person told her to reach out, and she could help her because she went through a similar situation and she was able to get her kid back. They made a GoFundMe page. Her sister made a GoFundMe page for her, and I don't know. And then it was like she was asking them, like, I have people you could bring them to. I don't want you. I don't want them to be with a stranger. Like, I have family members. If you you say you want to do a 96-hour hold. I don't know why, but I'm willing to cooperate. Can you bring my mother in here? They wouldn't let. Well, they took like an hour for the mom to come in, or like 30 minutes. She had been asking for her mom, and her mom never came in. But then the cops came because someone called the cops because she was live, and somebody in the comments, I think they called them, and the cop the cops came, and she kept saying, she was asking them, she explained to them what happened, and then she was like, can you get my mom in here please, because, and they were like, why do you want your mom? And she's like, what do you mean, why do I want my mom? This is a crazy situation. What do you want your mom? And
Right.
and then I don't have a problem. Okay, you said you're gonna need a 96 hour. Okay, but I want my mom to come in. This is the last you're about to take her. So that's her grandmother. I want to spend this time with her. We doing skin to skin right now. I'm a feeder. I'll get her dressed and give her. I don't think the mom ever came back in the room. I don't know, because maybe there was more. Maybe she stopped recording, but she started cooperating eventually, and because they weren't letting her leave the room, like they said they gotta take the baby. So her
That's
sister
crazy.
made a GoFundMe page, and I donated some money because I feel bad. It made me cry because I'm like, there are kids that don't get taken away and that end up that the parents did, and they were seeing that they were being abused. They come to school with bruises, and they were a little. It wasn't a newborn baby, but like, they see that people report it, and then they don't do nothing. And this woman seems like I don't know. She seems like she wants her kid, like, and I don't know. I hope she's not. I hope what she's saying is the truth, and I don't know why this is like this. Like, yeah, I think unfit parents should be, but then it's like, even when they go in the system, and she said her daughter was abused, the other kid that they took. So it's like,
So one of her kids was already abused
yeah, and
by someone else.
yeah, because her first baby had SIDS, and then she went to the hospital because she had a breakdown or whatever. Then she had another kid. I don't know how old they were, but they took the kid. Then the kid is in custody. She's fighting to get that kid back now, and she said that kid has been abused while in their care. So then they told her everything was good with the new baby, but she said they didn't say that they were gonna take the baby, and then after she had the baby, then they came in there right after and said that is how they be.
Yo, I swear, like niggas is dangerous.
But I don't know. It was just sad. That baby was so gorgeous. She said her name was Asha. I think she said it means
that's why they took that baby.
And that's what she said. They kept saying, "Oh, the baby's such a doll. She's so beautiful. This baby's so beautiful." That's what they kept saying.
That's why they took that baby.
That's crazy.
They knew what they was doing. Yeah, man. Me and he was talking about it like, yo, if you gonna have a birth, it might as well just be natural. The natural birth thing is real.
That's what I want.
You know what I'm saying?
Get yourself a what do you call it?
A midwife or a doula.
There you
Do
go.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Because they out here doing all type of weird stuff to these kids, shooting them up with all type of shots that
Yeah, and I
we
don't want
even
my
know
kids
about.
to have immunization.
Yeah, like they doing all type of things to these kids, like
And my
swapping
cousin,
babies and whatnot.
And there are
It's crazy,
people that
man.
haven't got immunization and they're fine. My cousin, she didn't do that with her kids, and they're physically they're fine. There's no they make it seem like, oh, if you're gonna take this thing, you're gonna not make it or something. Like, they trying to drug you up from the start of life. And it's crazy. But prayers go out to that woman, to Shaniqua Jenkins. Donate to her her GoFundMe page if you feel compelled to do so.
Right. Damn. That's sad. Yeah.
And people were talking junk, of course, but it's like, you don't even know the whole story. She could be telling the truth, and if that's the case and there's nothing wrong with her, then you know, but people were like, they didn't take them for no reason. What she told you.
I mean, that's what people be saying, like, when they take the kids, cause what I'm looking at is, you know, she did lose a kid from SIDS, and I feel a certain type of way about that altogether. Like, a lot of those cases were proven that these parents were unfit.
And where was the father in this situation? Because if he wasn't around for the first one, and then he's not going to be around for the second one, and the hospital knew that he wasn't going to be around for the second one, that could be probable cause too. You see what I'm saying?
They be having psychological issues and shouldn't be having kids.
Right.
And
so
they keep having them you know, postpartum and all this.
Right.
And doing things to the kids, man, you know, or leaving the kid.
Or leaving the kid with grandma.
Don't you think someone that was said her sister was there, then she called somebody on the phone and they said like she didn't do nothing to her kids, she wouldn't do that. So if that was, I feel like if they knew, they probably would not be.
I think it was a setup. I think they knew the type of person that this woman was. She fit in a certain stereotype. They promised the child to somebody else, and those people probably had bread or whatever, you know what I mean? And it couldn't. I'm not even saying it was a better situation. I'm saying that it was a paid for situation, and they made sure that this little girl wasn't gonna go back to her mother, or it's gonna be damn near impossible to go back to her mother. And this is what I'm saying. It's like there's a lot of wicked stuff going on. There's a lot of kids going missing, or they pop back up and you like, yo, where have you been all this time? Yeah, I was a slave. I was a slave. I had to do what I had to do to survive, and I thought my mother didn't want me, and you know what I mean? I thought nobody didn't want me, and then boom, like, you know what I'm saying? So
I agree. There are some parents that are unfit. I say that all the time. Some people don't need to have kids, but to me, I didn't get that from her.
No, she might have been fit. I'm just saying if she was taken away because her child was chosen. It's crazy out here, like.
Yeah, they said they trying to get the organs. That was some people was writing in the comments.
I believe that it could have been harvesting of organs, but like you said, it was a gorgeous baby.
Well, I hope if she didn't do anything that she gets her back.
Right.
And if she do get her back too. She is unfit, that that
she shouldn't get her buried.
Yeah.
Well, hearts and prayers.
Real talk. To the truth of it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to eat. I feel like I don't have to eat, but I could.
Let's get pizza. Por favor.
You want to get pizza? See, y'all love that cheese shit, man.
I don't know. It's the only thing that's open. Unless you're gonna. I'm
you know,
there.
You know where I'm about to go.
Oh,
yeah, you feel me? If I do go, but I don't know. I don't have to eat nothing. I feel like I'll be doing good if I don't eat nothing. Let whatever I had earlier digest.
I always be feeling like I need to have a big meal after I worked out.
Oh yeah.
And I ain't really have a big meal today.
So yeah, you still hungry? I ain't gonna hold you. You might be my reason why fuck with what's the name? Unless you want pizza. I don't want pizza.
I mean, it's up to you. We can get pizza. I got some cash.
It's right there. That's when. Because I wanted to go.
She said I want to go.
And you could go home if you go over there.
Yeah, I am. Right. All right. Well, we'll go get the pizza.
They have pitas in there.
You said what?
Or chicken and what'd you get? Lamb and rice?
Yeah, lamb, rice, and salad. Chicken, lamb, rice, and salad.
I think they have chicken and rice. I don't know if they got lamb.
They got salad.
They have salad, yeah.
Like
but not
together. Yeah, see. Damn foliage. Yeah, that's not the same.
Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 to do 20. Hit the like button, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. And check out our new music, Smiley, featuring Rych, Summers,
Why you remind me of summer?
and La Hefa and Chris O.D. with Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Is on the channel. So
Yes. Check it out.
check it out. And watch the last week if you didn't watch it. Thank you. Get lifted.
Peace.